Welcome back, everybody. We are here again today live from the Coastal Seafoods Production Kitchen with some of the most amazing salmon in the world, Copper River King Salmon. This stuff is outrageously delicious and absolutely amazing. We're super excited to have it in. You've probably seen us posting about it a lot the past few days because this is such a limited time thing. That we want to make sure that everybody is aware that it is here and available because it's just absolutely gorgeous salmon. You also may have noticed that we weren't live yesterday, and we're doing that because as things are starting to sort of normalize a little bit more, we decided to go down to 2 days a week. So now we'll be doing these Tuesdays and Thursdays for the time being. So you can definitely still tune in, check us out. We're gonna have plenty of stuff to talk about and do. But today it's all about the Copper River King. Again, just look at that. You can see how it's beautiful. It's got that nice red flesh. It's got the beautiful fat striations throughout. Super beautiful, absolutely gorgeous fish. And we're gonna cook this up and do something pretty fun and simple with it, because with a fish like this, you don't wanna do too much to it. You wanna leave it, all those natural flavors intact. You may have watched our cedar plank video last week. That would be a great use of this fish. Just simple grilling is perfect. Today we're just gonna do it in a pan pretty simply, but this would easily translate to a grill. So definitely keep that in mind when doing this, because it is Memorial Week. Memorial Weekend is coming up soon. And you want something good to grill for that. So what I'm gonna do is I just added a little vegetable oil to my pan to get started. And I'm gonna season my fish, and I'm gonna get this in the pan and start roasting it. And I'm gonna serve this with a very simple kind of elegant yet rustic style cream corn, which I'm gonna do in the same pan once the fish is done cooking. So I'm gonna go ahead, remove my fish. You can see how nice and thick that fillet is, just absolutely beautiful. This is just gonna be really nice, and you hear that sound when it hits that pan. Super awesome. I love this. Cooking up this fish is so nice. Looks like I got a little bit of the paper stuck on it from my little paper boat. Let's go ahead and remove some of that. That's no fun. But what that does mean is that this fish is super dry. I've got that skin just perfectly dried so that we can sear it off really nicely and get it super crisp. It's gonna be absolutely beautiful. You just hear that sizzle. And all I'm doing is just gonna get a little bit of color on the top and get it started cooking. Then I'm gonna flip it and finish it on the other side. And then we'll start talking about kind of the side dish that we're gonna prepare for this, which again is going to be really awesome. So I seasoned the one side of the fish. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of season the skin. Again, this is really dry, which is exactly what I want in order to achieve the texture that I want from this fish. So I've got this nice sort of sear going and developing on the top side, and I'm gonna flip it and let it finish on the back side. And then again, we'll start looking at kind of our side dishes here, which are gonna be really, really a nice accompaniment to this fish. So thanks everybody again for tuning in. We always appreciate the support. It's great. Make sure to tag a friend. If you got a friend that loves salmon, this is the stuff that they want right here. This is world-class salmon. We only have it for a very short period because the season is very short on it. For those of you who are familiar with Copper River, you'll know that they open and close the fishery based on daily quotas. So the fishery can literally close tomorrow, depending on the catch from today. So you never really know how it's gonna go. So you want to make sure that you can get in on this while it's available. Again, if you're a salmon fan, this is what you want. So let's take a look here, see how I'm doing. Look at that. Beautiful golden crusty salmon right there on top. You can see, let me show you up close. You can see that just beautiful color, and that a lot of that's from that natural fat in the salmon coming out and helping to brown and sear it. So just absolutely gorgeous. Love this stuff. This is gonna be really, really cool. Alaska native, lived on salmon. Nice. I mean, if you're from Alaska, you know what this fish is about. And this is the real deal, creme de la creme, wild salmon. This is what we get calls about all year round. in the middle of December, I'll be getting phone calls. You have Copper River in. That is not when Copper River season is, but we always appreciate the enthusiasm. It's super fun that people get so excited about this. We love it. I know, I just wish I could like waft these fumes over to you to smell it, because you get that nice sweetness from that salmon fat coming up. Absolutely beautiful, so delicious, so good. And again, this is not the kind of thing that we have all year. This is something that we'll have maybe for only a few weeks at most. It's just really, 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 really hard to say. So this is looking very beautiful. So what I'm gonna do while that's cooking is I've got some sweet corn here that I picked up from the store. Just pretty basic frozen corn. Frozen corn is one of the few vegetables I really like to have on hand because it's usually picked in the middle of the season when it's kind of at its prime and frozen, so it retains all of that natural, beautiful sweetness. Now this is frozen, so it's probably gonna have some moisture, so it'll probably splatter a little bit, which is fine. But I'm gonna get this into my pan, and because what I would love to do is try to develop a little bit of color on this corn for flavor. If it gets a little bit charred, that's kind of perfect. And I'm just gonna start roasting this off. So again, this is gonna be kind of a one-pan dish, but you could definitely do this on the grill. I've got some popping and some browning going on here. Again, exactly what I want. This is great. You see that corn just popping around in the pan. Be careful. And while that's going, I'm gonna prep off some of my other vegetables. I've got some shallots that are gonna go in here. So I'm just gonna thinly slice these, like so. The corn's still popping away, doing what it does. And again, I would love it if this corn got a little bit of char on there. That's nice. You could always start your corn on the grill, of course, and get some char on it before giving it kind of cream corn treatment. This is great. Well, let's check on my salmon and see how my salmon's doing. It's looking like we're pretty well cooked through. Nice. Like that crisp skin, very nice. All right, so this is good to go. So I'm just gonna take this and set this off to the side for now while I work on this. So I got this corn cooking and popping, which is great. I'm gonna add some of my shallot to this and get this working. Get this all popping, that corn's still popping. Lower my heat a little bit. I wanna soften that shallot up. And while that's cooking and doing its thing, already so sweet smelling, just absolutely beautiful. I've got a little bit of Fresno chili here because I like a little bit of heat to this. But if you wanted to not do this, that would be fine too. You could certainly use a regular sweet red bell pepper, or if you just don't like peppers, don't use peppers at all. That would also be fine. So I'm just scraping the seeds and the ribs out of this, like so. And move this off to my little garbage bowl. And I'm just gonna slice these real thin. Again, roasted red peppers would be nice, regular bell peppers would be nice, green bell peppers would be fine, jalapenos would work, serranos would work. You can kind of do whatever you like or don't like here. There's a lot of directions something like this could be taken. If you didn't want to add cream, you wouldn't need to. You could make this more of like a succotash. That would be nice as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and mince up these red bell, or this Fresno. So again, I want a little bit of heat here. I'm going to have the sweet corn and the cream to kind of tone it down. But this heat's gonna kind of bring things to life a little bit. Let's go ahead and get that in there. Perfect. And here things are toning down just a little bit in the pan. Looking good. Those shallots are starting to soften a bit. And just that roasted corn flavor is just outrageous. I love it, that smell. Super beautiful. Again, that's roasting up real nice. So at this point, I'm going to hit it with a little bit of salt. Get the seasoning started. And let's put in a little knob of butter. I'm gonna put in a little bit more later, so I'm just gonna give it a little bit for the time being. And we're gonna get this working here. Looking good. If you have any questions? Grilled Fresnos would be fantastic. Again, you could definitely grill up all of your vegetables for this ahead of time and then chop them down and put them in a pan like this and do like a grilled creamed corn. You're just adding flavor at that point, which again is exactly what we want to have happen. So this is looking real, real nice. Really good. So if you wanted to at this point, you could add some cream and sort of simmer it for a couple of minutes. You could throw it in a blender, puree it, run it through a sieve, and have a very nice corn puree that you could serve alongside the salmon. That would be a very restaurant-y thing to do. But I'm gonna keep this a little bit more rustic today because I want all these colors and flavors showing because I think it's nice. And because of that, I'm also gonna add in just a little bit of baby spinach that I have here, just to add a little bit of greens into our dinner. I'm just gonna give this a little bit of a chiffonade, run through pretty simply here. Toss that in, and grab a little bit more, because this is just gonna wilt down into that corn, and then I'll go ahead and add my cream and finish with a little bit more butter, and that's gonna give us a very nice little side dish to this salmon. Just gonna throw in that spinach. Gonna let that kind of wilt down and do its thing. This is looking great. Again, you could serve this right like this. This would be absolutely delicious in and of itself. If you didn't want to use spinach, you could throw some basil in here, some cilantro. You could really just doll this up so many different ways. Oh yeah. Again, I like a little bit of heat, but you could use a sweet pepper if you wanted to, or again, you could use no pepper at all. That would be perfectly fine. So what I need now is my cream. And I'll add a little bit of cream to this, just to make it a little bit more unctuous and nice, I guess. So, got that going. Add some cream to my pan. I'm just gonna let this kind of simmer, do its thing. Let that cream even kind of reduce a little bit and soak in some of the flavors from this corn. You can see that, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. At this point, I'm gonna hit it with a little fresh cracked black pepper here. Pepper and cream, great combination. See that cream sort of simmering. You can see how it's starting to get thick, like I can run my spatula through here because it's starting to reduce down a little. Some of that moisture is evaporating out, which is great. Again, exactly what I want. And at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and taste for seasoning, and then we'll adjust as necessary because we're almost done here. That is delicious and perfectly seasoned. Just the right amount of heat. This is not spicy by any stretch, but that heat really amps up with that cream. So this is perfect. So I'm actually gonna turn my heat off. And now that I got my heat off, I'm gonna add another little knob of butter just to kind of richen it up just a touch more. And I want just the residual heat of that cream to melt the butter, and that's gonna make kind of a nice sauce for us. You can see how beautiful that's thickened up, how creamy this corn is. We've got those peppers in there, we've got a little bit of that spinach. You know, again, making it kind of healthy with the spinach, right? And just look at that. This is just such an amazing quick side dish to make that is perfect for weeknights, perfect for weekend cookouts, and just perfect for this Copper River salmon. Again, just the sweetness here is just gonna brighten everything up. It's gonna really accentuate the fattiness and the lushness of that salmon. And that butter is almost entirely melted, which is exactly what I want. So I'm gonna get my plate, which I've got here. Just melt out the rest of that butter. And it is now officially dissipated. I'm gonna use my spoon. I'm gonna spoon this right onto my plate. This beautiful salmon. Let's go ahead and just give it one of those shaky shakes. Take the salmon, put it right on top there. Got a little bit of chopped parsley. You could use some cilantro if you wanted to. Go around, just again, a little brightness, a little herbiness to add to everything. Just brush it up, brighten it all up a little bit. And then let's finish with a little lime wedge, because why not? There we go. How perfect is that? Tell me you don't want to eat that, especially if all this came off the grill. You get that nice smokiness imparted into that salmon as well. This is just absolutely gorgeous and so easy to make. I hope you do make it. Again, the Copper River, it's a pricey salmon, we know, but it's worth it. If you're a salmon lover, this is a once a year kind of situation where now is the time to get on it and indulge a little. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. Perfect golden crispy skin on top, on bottom, and a nice golden salmon on top. This is exactly what we're looking for. Again, you could do this on the grill, get some nice grill marks on there, get some of that smoky flavor. Cedar planking would work, again, like we did last week. So many different things that would work here, and I hope you do make this because it's so good, so good. Otherwise, thanks again for tuning in. We appreciate it so much. All the support has been great. We love all of you. Hopefully you're staying safe and eating well. But we will be back on Thursday with something else new and fun. So pay attention to that, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.